my friends, and today I'm just shocked by the amount of offensive actions being recorded all along the front line. So it feels like the Russians have already started their summer offensive because they've become more active, even in the areas where there were not attacks before. And let's take a look at the front line today, starting with the Kupiansk direction. So it's quiet for now, although the number of shelling incidents has increased slightly. Also, in the Svatov area, everything is stable and unchanged. No new shelling incidents are reported here. But starting from the Kreminna direction, it's like hell here. So the occupiers have launched a massive assault with a large number of troops and equipment, storming Nevsky, Terny, Yampolivka, and immediately breaking through to Zaporizhzhia with several groups. So that situation has deteriorated sharply. And if earlier there were battles only in the Terny area, now the entire front line is under attack. So there have been over 10 attacks just in this direction alone. And we are waiting to see how this wave of attacks will end. So their primary goal here is to push the Ukrainian Armed Forces beyond the river and then move towards Liman and consequently Slavyansk. In the Siversk direction, there is also maximum activation, simultaneously in 5 directions. So assaults are underway in Bilogorivka, Verkhnyo-Kamensk, and attacks are reported in the areas of Spirne, Vyimka, and Rozdolivka. As we can see, they are trying at all costs to advance towards Siversk from here as well. And again, the main task after that is to reach Slavyansk. In the Bakhmut direction, their situation is equally dire. So battles are raging for the Chasiv Yar microdistrict, Ivanivsk and Klishchiivka. There is also a significant amount of shelling along the entire front line, and the Ukrainian Armed Forces describe the situation from the ground as follows.
Ivanivsk is not of interest to the Russians now. Almost no offensive operations are carried out, but drones are a strong nightmare. The settlement itself is in a pit. The positions are not advantageous, so they direct all forces in the direction of Chasiv Yar.
As we know, the Russians have a huge advantage in drones, aviation, and even in terms of life forces and equipment. That's why we are seeing countless attacks along the entire front line. So the Ukrainian Armed Forces are in a tough defense and are trying to repel all Russian attacks. In the Avdiivka direction, another wave of assaults has begun as well. So they are trying to advance to new positions. And the occupiers are actively attacking Novokalinove, Novobakhmutivka, and attempting to make progress in the Berdichi area. Similarly, they are moving from Pervomaiske towards Netailove. So the situation is extremely complex, with 16 attacks recorded in the past day, and battles continues. So it's evident here that they want to take the territory up to the Karlivsky reservoir for good. As for further plans, I think we'll find out soon. So obviously, the attacks on Novobakhmutivka indicate their plans to reach Ocheretine and move towards Novogrodivka and then towards Mirnograd and Pokrovsk. Because further south, near Karlivka, they'll be greatly hindered by the water obstacle, and they are unlikely to be able to advance directly. But I'll say right away, despite all this, it's highly improbable that the occupiers will be able to quickly overcome the distance of 30 kilometers. And the Ukrainian Armed Forces will destroy not just 1,000 enemy troops here. Additionally, after the strike on the Karlivsky Reservoir Dam, so it's reported that water has already reached the populated area of Zaryane, and the Ukrainian Armed Forces are releasing widows.
Короче, вода уже в Зорином.
In the Marinka direction today, there is also a significant escalation. Battles are raging in the area of Avdiivka, Mikhailivka, and assaults have been recorded on the approaches to the village of Konstantinivka as well. So the occupiers are attempting to break through the field straight to the village. There have been more than 10 attacks here in the past day, and the fighting continues. In the Vuhledar direction, the occupiers have also increased the number of attacks. They are trying to break through to the populated area of Vadiane to create a semi-encirclement for Vuhledar and a storm in Staromayorsk. However, the front line remains unchanged over the day. And only in the Zaporizhzhia direction are they shelling without any offensive actions. And Robotyne remains under the control of the Ukrainian Armed Forces as before. And also, today the Russians are shocked by the proposal regarding the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant.
Guys, what are we dying and fighting for? For sending electricity to Ukraine. The Wall Street Journal reports that Putin has proposed to the IAEA to run the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant at full capacity in order to send some of the electricity to Ukraine. Now 5 out of 6 reactors are not working there. The idea is to launch it at full capacity and, as part of a compromise, send electricity not only to new regions, but also to Ukraine. Rumor has it that from April 15, 2024, from Monday, the Kokli offered a truce through the IAEA, and ours agreed. That is, our offensive in the Zaporizhzhia direction will be suspended. Our boys died in vain, trying to liberate the city of Zaporizhzhia.
Obvious step to take it back to Russia.
So two things. We have made clear that we do not encourage strikes outside of Ukraine, and we do not enable those strikes with U.S.-provided weapons, and that we don't want to see U.S.-provided weapons used for strikes outside Ukraine. Ultimately, when it comes to deciding how to prosecute this war, those are Ukrainian decisions, but we do not encourage or enable such strikes.
I have one more.
Russia, unfortunately, continue to attack Ukraine's energy infrastructure. That's something they've done not just overnight, but over the past couple of years. And I would say for us, it comes back to the need for Congress to fully fund, fully pass the president's supplemental request. And it goes directly to this question you asked me about the situation on the battlefield, where we have seen Ukrainian armed forces having to ration artillery shells, having to ration ammunition, and of course that has an effect on their ability to fight the war and an effect on their ability to repel Russian troops, and it's why it is so urgent for Congress to act.
Is there any active restrictions on Ukraine imposed from the U.S., by the U.S., to prevent them from retaliating? This obvious step to take it back to Russia.
So two things. We have made clear that we do not encourage strikes outside of Ukraine, and we do not enable those strikes with U.S.-provided weapons.
I don't know how true the statement is, but if Russia is targeting Ukraine's energy facilities, why would they be sending electricity to Ukraine? So for now, the question remains open. But Lukashenko is already calling for a ceasefire.
Президент России вчера половину вступительного слова уделил мирным переговорам с точки зрения дипломатического. Вы же понимаете, к чему это? Мне кажется, что сегодня момент, это прежде всего для украинцев и для Запада, сесть за стол переговоров и окончательно договориться. Принцип один. Путин в этом плане молодец. Он не отступает от своих прежних заявлений. Документы есть. Они парафированы и российской, и украинской стороной. Давайте вернемся к этим документам и от этого будем плясать. Или остановимся на тех принципах, которые заложены в документах. Что неправильно? Правильно, поэтому очень хороший момент для Украины и кураторов украинских принять решение. Его надо принимать.
In the Kherson direction, the occupiers continue their offensive actions on the village of Kreminna and carry out a significant number of shelling on the right bank. However, they have had no success and the front line remains unchanged. And that's all from me. don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on all the latest news. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.